will see it, I think it's Form A1.1 in the form. You have to take it out, fill it, scan, and send it to the email address that you're going to find in the tender document that says for inquiries, email to this. This has to be done within 7 working days. Should you fail to do this, don't bother anymore about continuing with filling your tender document. Your tender document will be regarded non-responsive. Please, 7 working days. Then, let me just explain something about single submission, because there was a question. We are coming from another information session. On single tender submission, just go to the previous slide. It might happen that she has 4 companies all under her name. You are not allowed to bid or tender using all 4 companies. You can only use 1 company. It's fine, you can tender for all 5 different packages, but using 1 company. You are not allowed to use company A, B, C, as long as they are all under your name. Then, let me quickly check another one. Okay. Certificate of independent tender, the one at the bottom. This one, it might be a situation where you guys are friends, and then it might happen that you have successfully copied in high school or wherever, and you have passed the test. The teachers didn't even have a problem. But in this case, that will make you to be disqualified. Should we receive tender documents that have similarities, both of them will be disqualified. So as much as we want to help each other, let's avoid doing things exactly the same. Let's try to be unique so that it shows that we are submitting an independent tender. Then, as I said that I'm gonna rush, let's quickly go to the second slide. CSD. I suppose most, or if not all, we know CSD here. This is one of the very, very important documents that is needed in the tender document, because sometimes you might forget to put in your BEE certificate, but this might show that you do have. Sometimes you might still put in your CIDB grading, but then I'm not 100% sure if it's valid or not. CSD is the document that will help us to verify that all the documents that you have submitted are true and valid. Please make no mistake of forgetting to submit this. In addition, do not send a summary. Please send a full report of CSD. Please. Then, okay, the rest is just going to be declarations. I don't want to talk much about them. And then, just hold on there. Okay, most of the things here, they are the ones that might not be applicable to you. Those that are applicable, please provide the information. Those that are not applicable, please, you have to write not applicable initial at the bottom of the page so that you acknowledge that you have gone through that particular page, because if you leave it blank, you put us in a situation where we can assume that you have seen it or not, and that would mean your document might be disqualified. Then we quickly gonna rush to another slide. I suppose I'm gonna get a lot of questions because I'm not explaining a lot of things. On this slide, let's also skip it because more information is on the following slide. There we are. On this one, it's actually a functionality where we gonna evaluate your functionality. In this case, this document says it's not VIA. VIA also got the document from Sandral. It says if you are grade 1 and you grade 1 CE, bear in mind that only CE is applicable, allowed. GB and other categories are not allowed on this type of contracts. Please. So the document says, if you are 1 CE and tendering for 1 CE package, you will get 30 points. For you to go to the next stage, you need 75 points. Okay, now you have 30 points in the bag. Then it says, if you are grade 2 CE, tendering for grade 2 CE, you have 30 points. If you have 2 CE tendering for grade 1, you have 0. If you have 1 CE tendering for grade 2, you have 0. But if you have 1 CE PE tendering for grade 2, you have 30. Because this is potential emerging company. Please understand those well and go and check your certificates very well, because you don't want to be disqualified because of small mistakes. Then it goes down. I don't see well. I hope I will remember those codes there. It says a tenderer, there is at least 51% black owned, who is youth, you're gonna get 5 points. This means if you two have a business together and she has at least 51 points, percent and above, that company is regarded as black, as women-owned company or entity. But if she has 50% and below, it's not regarded as black, as black female-owned company. It must at least be 51 and above. It says, if the entity or the tenderer has at least 51% owned by youth who are black, that entity can get 5 points. So the same thing happens. If you are 50 years old and she's 18 years old or 20 years old, but you have given her 20%, you are sitting with 70, that entity is not regarded as youth-owned company. Unless if she's 51% and above, that entity is regarded as youth-owned company. Then it says a tenderer is at least 51% living with disabilities. So this means if you have someone in the business with disabilities, the same thing that I just explained, it will also be applicable, the one for 51%. If the person is not 51%, that entity or organization, it's not regarded as owned by someone with disabilities. Then it says a tenderer is at least 51% owned by military veterans. So this is the same as the other 3 clauses that I have explained. If you have someone who's a military veteran and is less than 51%, therefore the business is not regarded as military veteran owned, unless if the person is 51% and more. All those categories, in each category, one will get 5 points, 5 points, 5 points. So in the beginning you had 30. Now there were a lot of these points depending on where you are, where you fit in. Let's just say one has 5. So now you are sitting on 35. So you are in short of 40 to go to the next stage. Then it goes down to the locality. On the locality it says, if a tenderer is from a local municipality, they get 60 points. So if your business is registered under this municipality and you are tendering for this particular project that is under this municipality, you get 60 points. So plus that 35, you are already sitting on 95, which you have passed the first stage. So based on this document, when I saw it, it says anyone coming from a district or provincial or even national, when it comes to locality, they will get 0. So therefore, the document, it's not via, the document says anyone who's not from this local municipality will get 0 on that. So therefore, they will not be able to reach 75 points because they will be stuck on 35 or 40. The first 30 plus the 5 or 10 from designated groups. I hope that is clear. And then going to the next slide, which it's a lot of common errors, which I think I touched most of them, but then I saw something like a BOQ there. Let me just give you a hint that when you are given a tender document or a BOQ, please and please and please fill in all items, price all items. Do not do this thing of if you are given 5 items and then you think you have a knowledge or you can only bid for only 3, you will automatically be disqualified. Price for all items. And then we spoke about late submission. Please go back to the drawing board, check all your documents today, from today, that are they still valid? Are they not expiring anytime soon? The one that has expired, start the process of renewing them. Get the ones that are valid. I know most of the documents expire within 12 months, but it's easy to get them, as I have seen, that most of them you can get them within 24, 48, up to 72 hours, which you still have a lot of enough time to renew the ones that have expired. Please and please and please, even if today you are sitting here, you don't have any registered business, I can encourage you that you can still do it within these remaining days and have all documents that are required. If you are really serious and determined, you can. Then there was another lot of talk on the joint venture issue. Please, if you decide to go for joint venture, make a means or make sure that all the supporting documents that you're gonna put as supporting documents in your tender, they are you are jointly combined with the one that you are going into business with. What I mean is, if now I'm doing a business with him, we must have a joint CIDB, we must have a joint account, we must have a joint there and there and there and that. So if you decide to go for joint venture, make sure that you have all relevant documents. However, I don't encourage you to do joint venture on this type of contracts. These are small contracts. They are here to actually grow. I mean, to give you a chance to grow. Remember RRM, which is routine road maintenance, which Sandral is actually known of that. They are, I don't know if I should say community, use the word community. We are community oriented. Our aim is to empower as much as we want to make profit, but we do our best to make sure that we empower the community that we are working within. So this, even if it's not big money, but the little that is on the table, it will take your company somewhere. But it might not be enough for you to be in a situation where now you want to go for joint venture. There is no tricky work here. As far as maybe she has never been in construction, let her be appointed tomorrow. You will see her moving to show that there is no tricky work. Therefore, it shows that we don't need a joint. It's not like we don't, but it's not necessary to have a joint venture. So we're gonna keep the common errors, and then I think we are approaching the end of our slides. I have been talking about the packages. For sure you are wondering, what are these packages? These packages, what will typically happen, VIA will take 8 of them. In these 8, you're gonna have 5, which are grade 1s. You're gonna have 3, which are grade 2. These 5, they will be distributed among the road network that VIA is operating on. Please note and bear in mind, I wish this hall was full of councillors so that they can hear what I want to say. This is not ward-related contracts, because a lot of people keep saying, what about my ward? What about, it covers the whole municipality. You can be coming from Ward 2, but operating on a section that is passing through Ward 5. So this is for everyone in this local municipality. It's not for a specific people. The road might be coming through or passing by your house. As far as he is, if he tendered and he qualified, and then he's allowed to come and work right in front of your house. So this we have to be clear with. People mustn't say, no, no one is appointed or taken that is coming from this. We don't work by demarcations. It depends on who has tendered. And if you want to be within, then you have to do what you have to do, which is tendering. So I explained that it's going to be 8 subcontractors distributed in all road network. Then on our next slide, I think we are actually closing. It's just the summary of what I explained. And then the next slide is the scope of work, which this is what the grade 1s and grade 2s will be doing on site. When you get the tender document, familiarize yourself with this. Make sure you understand them so that they will help you in pricing. There is no way that we say we need a chair in a tender document and you don't have a clue of what a chair is. Then you decide to give a price. I can assure you, you are going to give a wrong price. Because in your mind, you don't know what a chair is. But if you know that, okay, when they say they need a chair, I know each chair can cost around 110, 150, then you are able to give a price that is relevant. There is no way that you're going to give the prices that are making sense for as long as you don't understand this. Even if you ask for a help from someone who has a knowledge, let them explain to you how did they come up to the prices that they have put for you. Okay? And then, this is just a summary of what we discussed earlier on. I'm sorry I'm rushing, but you still have an advantage that there are still 2 more information sessions. And then let's see another slide. We are actually at the end of our, excuse me. Sorry, thank you. We are actually at the end of our session, which I believe I ran it like a cheetah. The PM was on the stage. I'm gonna allow you guys to give or ask questions. Just hold on.
Okay. Kukhona abaphethe ama-company profile like ini? Khona abaphethe. Ngicela niwanikeze uphumlani laphayana mangabe uphethe i-company profile yakho. If ungakayiphathi, ungayi-emaila. Ucolana uzokunikeza i-email address or akunikeze i-contact number la ungashaya khona u-arrange ukuthi uzoyiletha nini. And then just summarize what he said. Sifuna ukukhipha ama-tender I8. Sifuna ama-subcontractor I8. 5 wabo abo grade 1. 3 wabo abo grade 2. Uthela ama-10 izo-advertiswa le 10 29. 29 is 3 days from today, Friday, if I'm not mistaken. But kusazoba ne clarification meeting, kusazoba na lenye information session lapho khona mase advertise so ungabuza ama questions athize so uphethe ne document so yazi ukuthi ubuza ini. So I think it's very important ukuthi nazi ukuthi lama tender azo advertise this coming Friday. PLC I think bese I decided ithi nina la iTV aniyibukela so there's no point ukuthi singa advertise ku TV. Bakhulume nge local newspaper, is that correct? There is a local niyayazi nine la ePixley. Please from Friday angazi noma lathengiswa noma mahala le paper mara it sounded as if limahala. So please by Friday azobe sekaphumile lama packages esikhuluma ngawo I8 in total. 5 wabo grade 1. Guys, but in scope of works la nibutha amaphepha la mgwaqweni ni clean ama drain akuna experience now ungaba I contractor now ungaba isub anyone acting ex experience ubutha amaphepha emgwaqweni uku clean ama drain lapha ya. You guys don't need experience. All you need is probably 3 noma 4 amaphepha CSD or CIDP ne CSD tax what ne BEE mangabe lezi zinto zakho lezo expired Tuesday and Friday ngicela ubashayele lena or kuphi uvusetele lezi zinto lezo because you need that stuff to actually submit. Angazi bathe azovalwa nini, what was the date of closing? So between this Friday na 26 August guys ngicela ningabenzeli abantu base-Pixley because nina nibosoma business nathola le opportunity la niqasha abantu bala anisicasheli kabantu la kulama contract lawo mase utholele package angithi uthi bhuti la when you price for instance uzothi wena ubutha amaphepha kusuka la edrobheni uye ngase standardini for 5 kilometers omunye uzothola ipackage yokubutha amaphepha kusuka la standardini ubheke eDagakral. So what you do is when you price you say okay 5 kilometers kuya le 5 kilometers ukubuka 10 kilometers lo already ungaprice 5 kilometers uprice le 10 kilometers. So uyacabanga abantu bazobutha amaphepha ngidinga abantu abayithunga la komgwaqo na 2 abantu ngala komgwaqo babutha amaphepha ayathengiswa lama joyisaka la ulahla khona le dustbin. So ucabanga ukuthi angeke nje bawafaka amakhikini lamaphepha bazobe bawafaka ku dustbin or whatever. So you need to price for all those things. Ucabangisise if uzoqela umuntu ukuthi akuprice like ubombuza before you submit umbuzo ukuthi hey ilabor lana ngizobe ngibhadala malini kulento ungifakele yona la iprofit yami malini la so that you don't submit and maso win le tender so uqangene manje awusazi ukuthi hey ngaprice kanjani kufuna ngenzeni. So if you're going to ask someone make sure you understand a little bit of what you've actually priced so that ungazoba neinkinga la. So it's not complicated stuff. Mhlambe there's a lot of pieces of paper ekufanele wasayine or ini but noma ngangibana ngawawina la mathenda lawa. So I think guys ngicela ningacabanga ukuthi it's complicated this. Kumalula kabi ukuthola lo msebenzi. Mangabe ningakholwa kukhona ama subcontractor la ekhaya vele bekasebenza la mgwaqweni wethu already. So you can ask them and they can probably be able to help you or share some of the information that they've actually learned from these projects. So I don't know if there are any questions that you guys would want to ask at this stage. We can take a round of questions. Maybe you guys are going to answer the questions.
Any question?
Nizokhona ukusebenza ngawo. So I think ungasabi ukuqela lama documents amahala lama document because nyalo uzothusa ukuthi hey kukhulunywa ngama document lana kukhulunywa ngani uzwe ngathi umsebenzi omningi. I promise you now it's not as complicated as you think. So please ngicela ni participate ngoba economy yala ekhaya idepende kini bosoma business. Thank you.
Okay, as the project manager has said, I also want to humbly request him in your presence that it's fine, we will make a means of printing the BOQ, the documents, but we request to give them, Mr. PM, can we give them the BOQs on the USBs, please, so that they just fill them on Excel? We encounter a lot of challenges when they fill the prices using the ball pens. There are some, it ends up not tying well. This means the site office has to retype all their documents to get the correct prices, which takes time. So the BOQs, we can give them hard copies, I mean the documents, but the BOQs, which is about 2 or 3 pages, can we give them through Excel? Then they just put in their prices. Automatically the spreadsheet gives us the sum, which makes our life easier. It's 2 pages. Okay, noted, no problems. All right, yes, Tolan.
Uh, Afternoon, everyone. I'm not opening up a debate, but I would then say to your advantage, it's better if it's on the Excel, because if it's now been given on the blank paper, that thing will be printed about 25 pages, and it will take forever to finish that thing. But if now it's sitting on the Excel, if you can see that your total is too high or too low, you quickly go back and adjust the numbers. So it's at your convenient, please. Yeah, it's on the register.
Yes, so we can just email you the presentation.
All right.
Okay. As much as the project manager tries by all means that the subcontractors don't spend their money in printing the documents, we are also trying to mitigate the problems that might affect you. The BOQs, some people are struggling to add up those amounts on the BOQ. You end up doing the error, and that error, it's gonna work against you. So, but if you just put in the prices on Excel, it calculates everything for you. You just put your prices, it calculates everything for you. There is no error, then you are safe. So, but it's not a problem. That will be discussed based on your preference. It seems like you guys don't have questions, and not having a question, I assume that means the presentation was well explained. But at least one question, guys. Any question?
Afternoon, everyone. My name is Mandlenkosi Mavimbel. I just wanted to ask. I just wanted to ask regarding the fact that we will initialize each and every page. Then you said that those parts that are non-applicable, we should write down that it's non-applicable. So I want to check, in case I missed out maybe a certain section or a certain page, but I did initialize, it's just that I did not mention or I did not write NP. Will it disqualify me or be a disadvantage, or it will be fine? Because you also mentioned that by initializing each page will then give advantage to say you did read that page. So I just wanted to ask that, so that in case I made an error, I'll know that as long as I've initialized each page, there won't be any disadvantage.
Okay, thank you. I mentioned, yes, that you have to acknowledge by doing initials on each page. Then I said, where you know that this information is not applicable, indicate. So if you don't indicate, you are putting me in a hard zone. Have you seen a naughty child in primary or in high school when they don't know if the answer is 5 or 3 or 8? They write something that you as a teacher, you are confused on how to mark. So the best thing, you will end up wronging that child because you don't know what the answer is and you don't want to assume. You will assume until you are, the learner didn't want to give that answer. So in that case, we can't assume for you that you forgot. The moment you leave it, you are putting me in a danger situation where if I appoint you with that mistake, I'm the one liable now for your mistake. So it will make your document to be disqualified. That is why we encourage you to do your work early. Fill it, go back, check page by page. Where did I make a mistake? Is this making sense to me? Fix where there is a mistake. Send or submit while your mind is not under pressure. Doing things in the last days or in the 11th hour, your mind is under pressure, you don't focus well. Where you do mistakes, they go unnoticed. Then you realize the moment you put in the document that, yeah, I forgot 1, 2, 3, and it's already late. So please do your work in time to avoid or to eliminate or mitigate such problems. Okay? Another question, at least from a woman. A guy has protected the rest of the guys. Nothing. Okay, I suppose I should say thank you, God. We had a great day. Be blessed, everyone. Travel safe. I don't know when am I going to see you again, but if I don't, Kolani is there. He will take you through the rest of the information sessions. And then be blessed. All the best. Cheers. We love you.